Well, am I live? I suppose I'm live. Yes. Well, uh, trying to get into the habit now of looking up at the camera as opposed to staring down at this screen. Just another brief test. Um, I don't know what quality, of course, I don't know what quality this is going to appear in everyone's replay or even how it's happening now, but you can certainly adjust the quality. It's supposed to be kind of. Hey, Matilda, how you doing, girl? Um, but I'm kind of just in the mood to get on it. There's Terry Hooper. My goodness, Terry Hooper. I don't believe we've ever met. Um, hope everybody's doing okay. Again, I'm trying to train myself to look at the camera as opposed to looking at the screen. Um, yeah, I'm doing okay. Um, I'm playing a waiting game at the moment because I finally got the call from my roofers that they may be able to begin replacing the roof this afternoon, or if not that, they will be here in the morning. So I don't know why I'm so nervous about this, but I'm just a little anxious, because it's a big job, it's very expensive, and you certainly want the best for your house, right? Uh, uh, have we, Terry? Forgive me. I've got a middle-aged memory, and I've chatted with an awful lot of folks over the last few years. But for the life of me, I don't remember your name. But please don't take that as some kind of affront, or anything like that. That's just me and my failing memory. Um, I don't know. I don't really have anything to talk about in this test. I mean, there are things that I could talk about, but there's a few things that I'm saving for tonight's chat with Nick and Anthony and Patrick. Ah, yeah, okay, Terry. So, yep, I know you understand how the middle-aged mind works, right? Even for someone like me that I've really always had something of a steel trap mind. Um, Even my friends and family, if there's any, if anybody has any questions about events that have happened in the past or some uncertainty about this or that, they invariably will say, "Well, has anybody asked John about it yet?" Uh, who's here? Woody Warren. Okay, how you doing, Woody? All right. You suck with names too, Matilda, eh? Yeah, I'm not. Again, I used to have the capacity for such things, but I'm that's starting to fade away now, unfortunately. And there's my buddy Patrick. Yes, bud. Well, hopefully Nick will that send me an invite tonight, and I can join in on the chat. Digging the heat miser look. Really? The heat miser look? Me? I'm not seeing it, or maybe I'm not remembering clearly what the heat miser looks like, but yes, everyone's saying hello here. Matilda is 23. Oh my goodness gracious, what a great age that is. Live it up. Live it up, young lady. That's all I can tell you, man. Just, whew, goodness gracious. I was doing so many things, and I had so much energy and passion when I was 23. My God, you know. So, you know, just do your thing there. Right. Silver Age guys here. Howdy, bud. Yeah. I'm sure me sitting here just rambling without having anything much to say, and my mind focused on the maybe appearance of my roofers today. I'm a little distracted, but you know what the hell? I'm just in the mood to get on here and see what happens, who shows up. There's Paco, my man, Paco VJ, the man, the myth, the legend. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, the audio and the video seem good, Patrick. Again, if I would upgrade my internet service, they would improve, I'm sure, and that may still be in the cards. But you know, we'll see. If as long as everything, you know, we're not high tech around here, and we never claim to be, and but as long as everything is coming through okay, you know, I just might let it ride. Really. New Beatles posters. I haven't bought a new Beatle poster in 15 years, something, you know. So everything up here has been hanging up here for, well, I built this room at the back of the house, right off the back door, and the laundry room, or the mud, also known as the mud room. I built this room probably around 1998, something like that. So, and I put these posters up shortly thereafter, or most of them anyway. Oh yeah. Silver Age guy. Yeah, the background is different. I'm shifted slightly. I'm usually over there in the corner, and I'm just shifted now here to actually in front of my computer. Will I be enjoying a beverage tonight? Patrick, I'm enjoying a beverage right now. Again, I'm having a little bit of anxiety related to whether the roofers are going to come today or not. Just a little bit. I mean, it's kind of like my memory. The days of when I was this rock hard, granite of a man, granite of a leader, those days are kind of fading away too. I get shaken by things that I never thought I would be shaken by, but you know, you just lose your powers. Well, I shouldn't say everyone, but I'm losing my powers as I get older. But live looks great. Yeah, okay. Cool look, man. Yeah. Yeah. They are. Yeah. Yeah. So, Patrick, I'm having a beverage now. I'll try to maintain myself today. You know, I can only drink about 2 beers and before I'm done. In age, it just, it does what it's supposed to do, but it also fills me up, makes me feel full and uncomfortable. So, oh, Tara, you're in the UK. Okay. I've been to the UK a couple of times. Wonderful, wonderful. England in particular. Paco says the audio and video looks great. No lag. Great. Yeah, and again, Silver Age guy says, yeah, the background is different. Yep. Oh, there's Vincenzo C giving the thumbs up. Yeah. Are they load-bearing posters? Well, if you count cigarette smoke and cobwebs, I suppose they're bearing some kind of load. Yeah. I've actually thought recently about taking them all down, right? And just giving the room a whole new look, a whole new freshness, you know. But then I'm so damn lazy anymore that that may or may not happen. So, oh, there's Sean, Jean Paul Ace Peter, G Pap. What's up, bud? Yeah. Here's Gorilla Todd. Yeah, everyone's saying hi to each other. How am I doing here? I just, for rambling, it's great that everyone's coming in and joining in, because otherwise, if y'all weren't here, I wouldn't really have too much to say. So I may very well continue with the occasional live stream. Again, I'm most concerned with the quality of it. I can take degraded quality in most anything. I'm not that particular about stuff, but I know some other viewers are used to really fine quality stuff, and they're a little turned off by lesser quality. So, just trying to make as many folks happy as I can. You can't expect everybody to like it, but oh, I'm seeing Superman's feet up here. Swinging feet. I have this Superman figure, and he hangs on a string up here above this monitor. And I have Spider-Man over here too, right? Yep, good. Works for you, Matilda. Good. So yeah, I'm getting some pretty good feedback, and that's good. When I do come back in to do these live streams, I'll make sure I have some kind of topic. I'm not one particularly just for kind of chitter chat. I'm not real good at that. I need a topic. So Pete Best, what's my feeling on Pete Best? Pete Best was a Beatle, so he's fine in my book, man. Hold that thought. Pete Best. Ellis and I met Pete Best on May the 18th, 2008. I can't believe that was almost 10 years ago now. But in Liverpool, Pennsylvania, that's Perry County, Pennsylvania. And here's my ticket stub, which he signed, and he also signed this picture. He also signed Ellis's ticket stub, and the three of us all took a picture together. It was this tiny little club, tiny little place in tiny little Liverpool, Pennsylvania. and it was a Sunday afternoon. So I mean, there were probably 100 people there, but yeah, Pete Best. They were actually celebrating, I think, the 200th, the bicentennial of the founding of Liverpool, Pennsylvania. So they had, the bringing of the Liverpools together. And there was actually a band that from Liverpool, New York that played. So they brought the three Liverpools together on that day, and it was wonderful. I met a Beatle. How much he contributed to the band, how good of a musician he was. Don't get me started about the Beatles. All right. This is a comic book stream, right? All right, I need to reel myself in. But Sean, GPAP, hey, thanks for asking. Yeah, Pete Best is all right in my book. There's Damien, Sleepy Reader. How you doing, bud? Yeah. Good. Just got back from the dentist. Yeah. Speaking of that, Sean, I actually have been having problem with a molar back here this week, and this is something brand new to me. I've never had problems with my teeth ever. I've never had a toothache in my life. Well, I had one this week, and it's still a little sensitive right now. So I'm gonna have to have that addressed pretty soon. But yeah, that toothache thing, man, that's no joke. Whew. Talk about not being able to think about anything. Wow. So your face is numb. Yeah. Where's that Cap poster, the Cap 106 poster now? I think I put it back up in the poster room, Damien. I've got about 300 posters up there. And yeah, I have a bunch of other comic posters too, and they'll be appearing in upcoming videos. Some of them are quite old. They go back to the 80s anyway. Some promo posters and some other stuff like that. I actually had a reprint set of the Marvel Mania posters that came out in 1970. It was like the Jack Kirby, FF, Thor, Silver Surfer, and Galactus, and Doctor Doom. You know those, Damien. Those four. I had reprints of those, but I recently, well, not too recently, maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I sold them on eBay. Yeah, I have a poster room, Matilda. I have 11 rooms in the house, so I have this room up there. It's like my junk room, really, but what's mostly in there are posters. Yeah. Yeah, so Matilda, yeah, I do have a poster room. Yeah, tooth problems suck. I'm finding that out. Is there a poster of my favorite Thor issue? Not that I'm aware of, Damien, but there is a company out there that I've used before that has made posters for me of some favorite comic book cover. This thing called Zazzle with a Z. Zazzle will print basically anything you send to them. Yeah, Damien, love those Mary, what is it? Mary Marching Marvel Society, MMMS posters. Yeah, you can't even keep one. My favorite Beatles album? This is a question from Last Avenger 85. Now, of course, that's been a huge question that's been rolling around my brain and my life for decades. Jeremy Edwards, what's up, man? Uh, but as we sit here today, 50 plus years after I first heard the Beatles, um, I would have to say, if you really put the pressure on me to name the favorite, A Hard Day's Night and the White Album. Ask me tomorrow. It may come out different, but yeah, those are pretty much the hardcore. Uh, and Paco says the Sergeant Pepper's. Yeah, Sergeant Pepper. It's almost like I can't even contemplate my favorite Beatles album without taking Sergeant Pepper out of the equation in a way, if that makes any sense. Because it's almost like Sergeant Pepper isn't fair to the rest of the catalog. Again, if that makes any kind of sense. So ultimately, I suppose if you consider that I do kind of take Sergeant Pepper out of the equation to give a little bit of breathing room to the others, Sergeant Pepper would be my all-time favorite. And I really think that is what it is, Paco. So thanks for pointing that out. Sergeant Pepper may actually be the ultimate favorite. I think it's the one that I remember hearing the most as a child. Just for years, just incessantly hearing Sergeant Pepper, Sergeant, and I'd hear the others intermittently, but Sergeant Pepper was just, I think by the time I was, 6 years old, I knew every word to every song and every note of every song on Sergeant Pepper. I mean, and I'm not even kidding, yeah, White Album. Whew, goodness. Yeah, I've heard Yoko. Hey, she does her thing. Do I like it? Nope. Have I ever liked it? Nope. But I give Yoko a lot of latitude simply because she was John's chosen one. I'm not gonna disrespect that in any way, shape, or form. Her music, no, I don't like it. Pretty much hate it. But beyond that, I have nothing bad to say about Yoko. Simply because I respect that John loved her so much, and I mean, what else? What else can you do? Damien, after the Beatles, what other groups would be in my top five? Led Zeppelin, Grateful Dead, Rolling Stones. I'm kind of a cliche, except for the Dead, perhaps, but I'm a massive Deadhead. So, Jane's Addiction, Beastie Boys. There's a good top five, right? Yeah. 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 You almost fell off your chair, Matilda, when you heard Yoko sing. Yeah. Well, sing, we're being very kind in the descriptor there, right? Dave Clark 5. Dave Clark 5. Good Lord. See, I should know at least one Dave Clark 5 song, but they're not coming to me right now, Patrick. Um, is there a band named Deadhead? No. Not that I'm aware of, but it's Grateful Dead. I am a hardcore Deadhead for more than 30 years. Jerry Garcia. Ooh, Jerry Garcia. Garcia! Yeah, Jerry Garcia. Jane's Addictions and the Beatles and the Beasties came out of left field. Jane's Addiction was like a comet that blazed across the sky. And I'm really talking about that first EP that they released and then their two original albums. Jane's Addiction just blew me out of the water, and then they were gone. Jane's Addiction was like the James Dean of rock and roll. And the stuff they did later, I didn't particularly care for. I mean, it wasn't bad, and I was glad that they came back in a way, but at the same time, there was a part of me that wished they had just left it alone. They had all moved on to do their other work and other bands and all that kind of stuff. They should have just left Jane's alone. But yeah, Jane and the Beasties, don't even get me started about Beastie Boys. I am a Beastie Boy, and they're my generation, and I don't even want to make a joke about this, but after MCA passed away the other year, Adam Yauch, no one asked me if I wanted to step into his shoes and just take over his role, because MCA was my favorite B-boy anyway, and that was a huge blow to me. Okay, where are we here? Badfinger. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Badfinger, of course, signed to the Apple label by George Harrison, and George, of course, produced a lot of Badfinger's music and all. So yeah, Patrick, I'm a huge Badfinger fan, and actually, it doesn't really have anything to do with the fact that they were in the realm of the Beatles or any of that. It's just they made fantastic music. My God. Goodness gracious. I was just actually listening to Badfinger a couple of days ago. Evan says, hashtag touch of gray. Yeah. There's Silver Age Dave. Hi, Dave. There's the Go-To Geeks. Chuck and Lawrence. Yeah. Oh, you saw Jane's Addiction? Oh, you lucky dog, you. I have a funny story about attempting to go see Jane's Addiction. And driving 2 hours, and with tickets that I paid $100 a piece for, and not getting in to see the concert, and just turning around and just driving right home. But I'll tell that another time. Jane's Addiction, Lord. Everyone saying hi. Yeah. Jeremy Edwards says he's a Nirvana man. You think the lead singer dated McCartney's sister? You mean the lead singer of Badfinger, I'm assuming. That may have been something I've heard before, but I couldn't tell you for sure. Patrick, you're probably right. Goodness. Wow, I got a lot of people in here now. How do I tell how many people are here? Because I'm not seeing it. Hey, this is all new to me, so oh, there's 9 people in this little chat right now. Wow. Silver Age Dave is Chicago born and raised. Saw all the great bands in the old vaudeville theaters before they hit. Yeah, man. Very fortunate to have grown up in a big city like Chicago, where all the great bands come through, and you do have those opportunities to see them before they hit it big. Man, that's great. Yeah. Everyone saying hi. Yeah, Damien says 9 watching. And I can see. Well, it's down to 8 now. That's all right. Well, this isn't going too bad for just a spur of the moment test chat. I do appreciate everyone checking in. Thank you very much. Yeah. Uh, Patrick says he was lucky to have seen Tom Petty a few months before he passed. I saw Tom Petty a couple of times. I think the first time was in 1986, and that was at RFK Stadium in Washington, D.C. It was July the 6th, I do believe, of 86. And that was a really stupendous concert, or else it would have been if it hadn't been 100 degrees. But that was Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Bob Dylan, and the Grateful Dead. So talk about a triple bill. You know, it was pretty phenomenal. A lot better than our first test. Chuck and Lauren say the go-to geeks. Yeah, you know, it is what it is. I'm just happy that y'all folks out there are finding it okay, and that the quality's, you know, all right, and something that you may watch again. Yes. Yeah. Don't do me like that. Yeah. Don't do me like that. Yeah. Paco, you didn't miss anything with the other tests. They weren't. This is almost 32 minutes long now. The other ones were 2-3 minutes. I mean, they were like really nothing to them. So I just decided to hang around a little bit on this one. Master Shake, TDKR tonight. The greatest Wednesday ever is upon us. Well, yeah, you're probably right. Y'all are cracking me up. Cracked Silver Age Dave up too. Evan asked, "How about the Cars? Did you ever see them live?" Nope. Never saw the Cars. Although I've been a fan of their music, well, since I was in high school in the 70s. You know, the Cars were a really big band at the time. Yeah, no pressure, right, Patrick? Yeah. Oh, Damien saw the Cars in 1980. You lucky dog. When they still had their youth and their passion and their fire and all that. Yeah. They didn't move on stage at all. Oh, well, kind of like the Grateful Dead, but the Dead were a completely different animal. The Dead were jazz players, really. Cosmic jazz. You know, that's what the Grateful Dead did. The band names are confusing. Maybe it's just that you haven't perhaps heard of them before, Matilda. But, you know, if you research them a little bit, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at the wonders that you can uncover. Oh, the Kinks. I saw the Kinks. The Kinks played literally like 3 blocks from my house. When right before I came to Middletown, I was still in Carlisle, PA, and they played at Dickinson College. This was back around 1990, I think. And I literally walked out my front door, walked for 2 minutes, and you know, into the theater. It was like the Kinks are like right outside my front door. Yeah. Yeah, if no one knows you were talking about bands, yeah, I can appreciate that, Matilda. I often come into the middle of chats or or something, and I'm not sure of what the topic is, and I do that too. I go, well, what in the world are we talking about here? So Silver Age Dave says, I'm unrecognizable in my Grateful Dead concert photos. Best touring band next to the Stones. ZZ Top and John Fogerty. I saw ZZ Top over here in Hershey, PA, and George Thorogood and the Destroyers opened for them. This was late 80s, I think. Mid to late 80s, anyway. Yeah, George Thorogood and ZZ Top. Oh, man, that was a blazer of a concert. Goodness gracious me. Yeah, ZZ Top. Yeah, that is a great combo. John Fogerty and ZZ Top. Yeah. Ever heard of? Evan asked, have any of us heard of the Outer Space Band? Nope, I have not. C. White says Rush. Yeah, I'm an old Rush fan from back in the 70s too. You know, Lakeside Park, Willows in the Breeze. Yeah. Bowie, don't even get me started about Bowie. I am a David Bowie disciple going back to the early 70s. And the loss of David Bowie was a huge thing. I don't even want to get into talking about Bowie. Just David Bowie forever. That's all I'm going to say. The one, the only, there will never be another. And I saw Bowie 4 or 5 times. So, yeah. And the one time he looked right at me, he was singing Station to Station, and I was crushed down front. This was over at Hershey again, August 29th, 1983. And I was crushed down front. He was singing Station to Station, right? And every line he'd sing, here are we, one magical moment, such as the stuff from where dreams are woven. And then he'd look at the next person and sing that line to them. Well, he sang one of those lines to me. David Bowie looked at me. Right. Didn't see the Glass Spider tour, Patrick. Master Shake met Billy Gibbons once. All right. And Patrick had Bowie tickets in 87, but he canceled. He meaning Bowie. Huh. Bummer. Damien wishes he had seen Bowie. Well, yeah. You know, there was no substitute, man. No substitute. Same with Prince. I saw Prince 4 or 5 times. And, yeah, that was a terrible. Oh, my goodness. 2 years ago now. Yeah, again, I don't want to talk about all that. My first big concert, Damien, I think it probably was that David Bowie concert, August 29th, 1983, over here at the Hershey Park Stadium. That was the first big show I ever saw, and unfortunately we got pushed down front and we stood, like sardines like this for 2.5 hours, but it was worth it. I was all of 19 years old, so I could take it. We did come out of the concert dehydrated, however, and we stopped at this hotel on the fringes of the stadium and begged them if we didn't have any money or anything, but we begged them if we could have some ice out of their ice freezer, and we were sucking on ice cubes. We were so dehydrated. Yeah. Mr. Shake says, and Patrick thinks Doc is under pressure. Yeah, well, I've had worse. Ever see Crosby, Stills, and Nash? Nope, never saw Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Yeah, we could be heroes. Yeah, I got the Heroes album for Christmas in 1977. I was 13 years old. And yeah, I remember watching David Bowie on the Bing Crosby Christmas special that year. And they did like a video production of the song Heroes. And luckily, thankfully, I got the Heroes album for Christmas that year. Yeah, I'm down for a trip to Suffragette City, man. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Yeah. Eric K. Hey, Eric, bud, what's going on, man? Glad you could make it. Oh, Lord, I see this thing's going on. It's over 41 minutes now. I didn't expect this kind of length or anything. It was just a simple little test, but we'll roll with it here for a little bit longer, as long as everyone's hanging out. We got 12 people at the moment. Yeah. Prince, While My Guitar Gently Weeps, guitar solo at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the George Harrison induction. Yeah. Yeah, Prince tore it up, man. Prince tore it up. And, of course, Olivia, George's widow, wasn't particularly pleased with the idea of having Prince come on the stage and play. She really only wanted people that were friends of George. But once Danny, her son, she and George's son, explained, Mom, it's Prince. We got to let Prince do his thing. So I'm sure Olivia was pleased by the results, even if she had that little trepidation or whatever at the beginning, or hesitation to allow someone who didn't know George come on the stage. But yeah, Prince just tore it up, as Prince always did. Eric, you picked up call number 11. Congratulations, bud. It's a blazer, isn't it? A blazer from the cover to the last page, is it not? Yeah, good. I'm happy for you, man. That is a fabulous, fabulous book. Yeah, Terry Hooper says Bing and Bowie sang The Little Drummer Boy. Yes, indeed, they did. I watched that broadcast in December of 77. Matilda, it's been Mr. VC. Are you heading out? If you are, Matilda, thanks for stopping in and thanks for all the comments. If that's not what you mean with your comment, hang around as long as you like. Although I am going to wrap this up here pretty soon. I gotta take Petey for a walk. But Evan asks, moving into something slightly newer, did I ever get to see Def Leppard? No, I didn't. Even though they come around, it seems like every summer they're over here at the Hershey Park Stadium, like they're over here with Journey or Cheap Trick or some of those other kind of classic rock bands of the time. But I remember Def Leppard my senior year of high school. It seemed like that album, their first album, was really breaking kind of big. You're bringing on the heartache, taking on the best of me. Right? Yeah, that was my senior year of high school. I remembered that. Hey, sorry for all the bad singing here today, too, folks. I'm just rolling with it. Yeah, okay, Matilda. See you later, my dear. Do your thing. You're delaying eating your lunch. Patrick, I don't want you to delay delay your thing, man. Yeah, a DVC inspired pickup, that Call 11, right, Eric? Again, blazer of a book. Patrick says, Evan, I listen to High and Dry every day in summer. Yeah, I know I've had my sessions of uh, some really fabulous albums in the past where you just listen to it incessantly. Some of them I was even so obsessed with, it was like 2, 3, 4 times a day. And I'm not even kidding. Elvis Costello and the Attractions, Imperial Bedroom from 1982. Oh my goodness gracious. What was another one? Talking Heads' last album, thing called Naked. Oh my God. Multiple times a day for probably a year. Jane's Addiction, the last album, the Ritual de lo Habitual, absolutely obsessed with it. Ellis loved that album too, believe it or not. So we haven't, it was one of the last things we ever listened to together, actually, was Jane's Addiction, Ritual de lo Habitual. So we had a 96-year-old who understood and liked to listen to Jane's Addiction, right? I always thought we might get some special attention if we went to a Jane's Addiction concert and say, hey, we got a 90 something year old here. Can we get some recognition? That reminds me too. I'll tell you one more quick little story about concerts and stuff. Back in October of 96, Kiss was on their reunion tour. And I was one of that original generation of kids that fell under the spell, heavily fell under the spell of Kiss when I was a teenager. I fell in love with Kiss in 1975. Anyway, never did get to see them as a youngster. So when they were out on this reunion tour in 96, oh, you know I was going. I went over here to this Camp Hill Mall and I slept overnight on concrete to get tickets. Back in those days when you had to stand in line at Ticketron and all that, I was the third person in line and I slept on concrete to get tickets. And they played 3 nights. I got tickets for the first night, and me and my sister and my niece went, and life was complete. Anyway, 2 days later, I'm at work, and my coworker comes to me and she says, John, how would you like to go see Kiss again tonight on a VIP ticket, free of charge? So what are you talking about? Evidently, I worked for the company that administered the health benefits to Pennsylvania Commonwealth employees. And she was on the phone with one of these reps from one of the HMOs. And she said to my coworker, Laura, she said, hey, I have these VIP passes to go see Kiss tonight. If you know anybody that wants them. There were 6 of them. So, of course, Laura came to me and I was like, yep, I'm going. So she and I marched into our supervisor's office and said, look, we got to go. We're going to see Kiss, and that's that. Long story short, it ended up, she and I, my friend Michael, my friend Rich, and Ellis, you always got to throw Ellis in there, drove down to the Core State Center in Philadelphia with this packet of passes and all this kind of stuff. Coolest thing ever. Going to this special VIP section of the parking lot. They walked us from our car over to this access elevator, right? Escorted us up to what was our skybox, right, for the night. We walk into this skybox, right? We've got our own bartender, got this hot food buffet laid out. We've got our own private bathroom with like this pounded silver sink and stuff in it. I was like, you can't even believe that this is happening, right? And it was completely free. It didn't cost us anything except turnpike money and gas to go to Philadelphia. Anyway, fabulous night. So I saw Kiss again under extremely incredible conditions. All right, holy shit. All right, this is going into places I could never have imagined. Eric K. Next up is Thor 207 later this year. Yeah, well, we knew that's coming, man. That's the big boy, right? You got to step carefully to the big boys, right? High and dry sounds like a description of most comic collectors. Evan, yeah. It wouldn't have to be if many of them just kind of reframed what they were, their approach to it all. Right. Lords of the New Church. Wow, there's a phrase I haven't heard for a while. Patrick, gotta go. Lunch is over. The go-to geeks. All right, Chuck and Lawrence. All right, and you know what, folks? This is over 50 minutes now, so I think I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you all very much for stopping in and just chatting and listening to me ramble and all that stuff. Well, got to conserve a little bit of energy for tonight's chat. So thanks for stopping in. And yeah, Terry, it's been great fun. So weekly show, yeah, probably, Evan. I can find the time certainly to do something like this once a week. And save some juice for tonight. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do, Patrick. So, all right, everyone. Thanks for stopping in. See you later. Bye-bye.